More people around the world are waking up to the idea that we want to feel like the life we lead and the work that we do, how we're showing up day to day is meaningful, right? That we're making a difference in some way. This is especially true after the pandemic, right? That we want our lives and our businesses to be more fulfilling, to be more joyful, to be more creative. That if we're going to spend all this time in our lives, it's a great percentage of our lives, especially on work, um, or some sort of contribution, like we wanted to fill up our hearts along with filling up our bank account, right? We need that part to be here in the world, right? We want that part. That's part of the energetic exchange. But we want that to fill up our heart. It's becoming a non negotiable, right? Rather than we're just going to work and it's a place that we just go through the motions. Um, we're fortunate in the way that the world has expanded now, right? We're at this place where those are the types of questions that we're encountering each day. What is this? It's a spiritual question, right? What is the purpose of my life? What is the meaning of my life? Ever since I started my business, it's been over 23 years now, I knew that I wanted that sense of aliveness, of joy, of deeper meaning, even creative expression in my work, in my business. And when I left corporate, burned out as a burned out marketing executive, it was like, it's just not something that I could do in that environment, right? I didn't feel free to do that. And I knew deep down, like joy mattered, right? Doing meaningful work made a difference, that it mattered to me and how I could show up to my work, feeling full of joy and wanting to give and wanting to create, wanting to expand. But also that in doing so, it was like I was connecting with people at a whole different level when I was in that place. So that's what I help entrepreneurs and leaders do today is I help them connect more fully to their soul purpose so that they can express this through their work. I call this soul work, right? Your soul work, finding your soul work or taking your soul work now that you're doing, because I work with a lot of coaches who are doing their soul work, coaches and healers, and expanding it to this next level of including what's calling you now, right? What's calling you now, all right? And what I believe around our purpose is that everybody has the same purpose, right? There's two parts to this. Everybody has the same purpose, and then every expression of that purpose is unique and different. Everybody's purpose is to be here on this planet and to discover and own your own unique gifts, your own unique recipe of what it is, your recipe of your talents, your expertise, the gifts of your challenges, the treasures of your life, your own personality, your own worldview. Like, how do you bring all that together into your own unique special blend? And then the next part of that is, how do you give those gifts away? How do you give those gifts away so that you can make a contribution, make a positive difference? Right? That is meaningful work. That is soul work. So I love diving deep into what is calling you now. Whether you're a corporate professional or leader, right? You're wanting that sense of aliveness, creativity, that feeling of meaningful fulfillment at work, like I did, or you're already doing work that you love, and you're ready to step into this, what I call your legacy work, right? It's the legacy expression of your soul work, where you are ready to make an even bigger impact. So that first step is to listen to the call, listen to what's calling you. You can go back and listen to my last live where I was talking about 5 signs that you're ignoring your creative calling. So many of my clients, I have a business where they are doing their soul work, right? They're authors, speakers, transformational coaches, healers, and even corporate leaders who are making a difference right there in their own ecosystem, right? Chances are you've created a level of success, but you want to expand to that next level, whatever that next level is for you. It might be reaching more people. It might be packaging your work into a signature program so that you can get it out to more people, have it more accessible, or it might be writing that book, creating the podcast, unique ways that people can discover and find you and that you can get that ripple effect out in another way. All right, so let me give you 3 places where you can look for those opportunities or where you can expand. The first place is I want you to look at what are the gifts that you have not yet owned, right? Like you might know, okay, I'm good at X, I'm good at coaching, I'm good at listening, I'm good at writing, but maybe there's something that you haven't embraced yet, right? There's an area that's just calling to you to say, go into this next. I have a client who is great and a great executive coach. She works with teams and she's wanting to go into the HR. She used to be an HR in the HR environment. That's her past history. Then she became a coach, got away from that. And now she's like, I have a lot to offer HR professionals and HR teams. And so there's a part of her that is compassionate towards this particular group or what I call a specialty niche. And she knows that she can make a difference, that she can help them, right? I have another client who is expanding to this next level. Like it comes into the second part. So, one is, what gifts have you not yet owned? The second question is, what is a creative way that you could share those gifts? Right? Going to this next level. So, I had a client that came to me, and his next creative way that he could start expanding, there was two pieces. There was start a newsletter that was unique and interesting and got engagement and was people wanted to open, right? Not the old style newsletter, right? And then he created a podcast that really was with his creative voice, interviewing really cool creative men who are up to interesting things in their lives, big things in their lives, right? So that's just one example. It's like, what are the creative ways that you could share those gifts? Maybe for you, there's a group or certain people that are coming up that you feel like, oh, I could really mentor or help or support those people in some way. You might even have a secret dream about this. I find a lot of my clients, when they first come to me, there is a secret dream that they've always had. They're wondering, could I really do this? The third place to look for your soul purpose, your creative calling, like what's calling you next about your purpose, is where do you notice the resistance? Right? Chances are you have that secret dream or you have this idea that comes through your head, but there's resistance, right? There's friction. You're blocking it. There's a struggle there. There's a growth opportunity right there. The thing is, many times people think that if there's resistance, that's a sign that you should stop. Actually, resistance means there's energy there. There is something there for you to discover, either to heal, to move through, or to claim. So be willing to get really curious about that. That resistance means that there's something there for you. And my next piece of advice is work with a coach to help you with all three of these things. I have, for 25 years, I have had a coach of some sort to help me navigate because this is not life as it always has been, right? It's like we're stepping into this new frontier where we are doing soul work. And it's hard to see your natural expression of your purpose when it's the air that you breathe or the water you swim in, right? You need somebody else's point of view, somebody else to be able to look at it and help you with that. Not to mention, it takes a lot of courage to do that. So it's my true passion to help others who find them what lights them up or what lights them up again, in case you lost that loving feeling. And so I'm going to share with you two invitations for how you can get more information. If you really liked what you heard today and it's piquing your interest and you were like, yes, I'm ready to go to the next level in my business or change something pretty big in your corporate work that you're doing, your leadership work that you're doing, then take a look at what I have here. It's two different invitations. One is I work with a limited number of clients privately. So I have a couple of opportunities that are coming up for that. And one is to work with me privately on a 6-month or 12-month basis. And we really get in there deep and we find out what is your unique expression of your soul work and what wants to happen next, right? What wants to happen next? And so we get in there, we heal, we evolve, and then we find that authentic plan, the authentic action, so that you can truly get your soul work out there in a way that just feels soul nourishing, right? Soul nourishing. I also have a couple of spots open for a smaller package. If you're just wanting to really focus on activating your soul purpose, then take a look at that. You can check out my website to find out more information. You can go to joyfulbusiness.com and under services, you'll see a couple different opportunities there. So if you're curious, you can sign up or you can have a consultation. We can have a conversation about what that looks like. All right. I hope you're having a beautiful, magical week and setting your intention to for that to continue. All right. Take care.